Good? Okay, I'll need a motion to call the meeting out of from recess.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item number 8. Are there any changes or additions you'd like to see on the agenda? If not, I'll accept the motion to approve the agenda. So moved. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Item number 9 is the approval of the minutes of the town council special meeting January 11th. So moved. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Item number 10, citizens' comments. Anybody have any comments before we move the podium? If not, we'll let it ride. Okay. Item number 11, old business. This was this is something that we have to approve. It's from the state. We have to approve this every, how often? 5 years. Every 5 years. And what it is, you're welcome to read the whole thing. There's a lot of language in it, but assuming there was a really, really bad drought and everybody's wells were drying up, we have to have a procedure in place. And that's the procedure that needs to be approved every 5 years.
Just a question, have we ever had to, have we ever been under a water shortage?
No,
Not in my time here.
I didn't think
We've
it might.
followed water restrictions that the county, we follow what the county does, but as far as, because of volume or wells, inactive wells and things, in my time, Brad's time, I don't think we've ever had that. have we? No. We're very fortunate because surrounding towns do have issues with that. So if there's no, any more comments on that, I'll accept a motion to approve. Move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
Item 12, new business. We have approved the UDO and nuisance ordinance. We just went over that in the public hearing. If there's no comments, I'll need a motion to approve them as sent to us from the planning board. So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Item B, Misty Watson's has to send a audit engagement letter. Jonathan, is this for both the TDA and the town?
No, this is just for the town. The TDA, we approved it, the TDA, next TDA.
It's an identical contract that we had last year, and it's also for the same price. Misty has really worked well with Helga, and that's key, because our finance officer has to really provide a lot of information, and they work well together. We were happy with the audit. We had no issues with the audit. So I'll need a motion to approve that. Move.
Quick question.
Sure.
Talking to Jonathan earlier, and it did say that someone from your office did review it.
You had a copy of the contract with, our contract with Misty.
I have not reviewed this one. She does the same service for multiple municipalities we also represent. So if it's the same contract as last year, I don't think there's any issues.
Good question.
And Misty is also the, I think, the auditor for Sugar Mountain and Banner Hill, who also is represented by, you know, the law firm.
So at some point in the past, probably before I just looked at it.
Yeah, I have a motion, I need a second. All those in favor? Aye. Item number C. This is a very unpopular letter that goes out this time of year for people who didn't pay their taxes, property taxes, and it's pretty much the same list, not exactly every year. The same folks don't pay their taxes until they're correct. And Helga has the ability to collect,
To place liens on
place a
property.
lien on the properties. And then you'll see, it's a whole 2 pages. And usually, when the final notice comes, and do you have an update on the, so far where we are as far as receipts?
Yes, this was current as of Thursday afternoon. We've not received any other tax payments, so right now we are $25,162 short on property taxes. At this time last year, it was $23,000 and some change, so it's roughly the same amount. And once the liens are sent out and the reminders are sent out, we usually get a big portion of that. So
So we're still way up in the collection
yes,
percent.
out of almost $1 million, we've only failed to collect $25,000.
I believe we've had payments that came in, which went into the bank today. I'm gonna say maybe in the neighborhood of maybe up to 1,500, somewhere between 12 and 15.
Okay, they must have come in since this morning.
Yes, they did.
This morning, this was a current list.
So the people that have balances from prior years, they now have liens on their property?
You guys have the authority, if you'll, that's the next item, is under General Statute 105-369, you have the authority to give the tax collector, you have the ability to give the tax collector the authority to go after unpaid property taxes.
Which we will.
If you guys pass the motion, yes.
So is this something we have to do every year?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't recall doing it.
We did it at February meeting last year.
So when it says balance on prior years, that means that they owe something besides this past year, or that they've done it.
That means that they were in the same situation at this time last year.
Okay, doesn't mean that they owe money from last year, because we would have taken care of that.
Sure. It just means that last year in February, when we had this same conversation, that they had a balance at that time.
They're repeat offenders.
And if they're lien and don't pay, and the council determines that it's worth the cost to go after it, we're happy to do that.
One question I have on the second page of that, Jonathan, on the list, Seven Devils LLC. Where are those properties?
There are several of them located up and down Seven Devils Road. Some of them are over here on Gilby Street. And there's small lots, as you can see there. I mean, their balances are 75, 72, things like that. So those are mostly lots that are located sporadically all across Seven Devils.
But we have contact information for them.
We do, yes.
Okay, so that's the list. And item D, we need to authorize our tax collector to file a lien against these folks. I need a motion to approve. So moved. Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Item E, the town council vacancy. As you know, we have that empty seat, as I said earlier. And out of deference for that, we won't make a decision tonight to replace Bob Bridges' seat. But one thing that I want involved in the discussion is that there's a number, there are basically two ways according to the League of Municipalities. One is you can go back to the most recent election and you can take the person with the highest votes that didn't get elected. In this case, would be Brian Davies. And Brian has already offered his services if we intend to go in that direction. Appreciate you coming in and spending time with Jonathan. You certainly had the support of a lot of individuals here in town, and we recognize that. We've also had Alex Fernandez come in last week and offered her support. And everybody knows Alex. She serves on the TDA with Ann and the group at TDA. And other than that, we have not had anybody come forward. But if anybody would like to come forward, you're going to have to go to Hawaii to see Jonathan. But you're welcome to come forward and offer your services.
Absolutely.
I'll volunteer.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Maria. So that's pretty much how we're going to leave that. We'll have a thorough discussion the next meeting, and we'll hopefully everybody will have time to think about what type of person that we want, how popular as far as meeting attendance, popular as far as voting. There's a lot of all those issues need to come into play, and in my estimation, the people who have already expressed interest, both Alex and Brian, are well worth. We'd like to have either one of them on the council, but we need to make that decision in March.
A variety of different inputs.
I'm sorry?
A variety of different inputs would be good too. For the different, the people on the board that would come from different backgrounds.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We'll go to the administrative update.
Okay. All the state and federal tax reporting has been completed and submitted. The state TR2 property tax report has been completed and sent into the state. The second reminder for unpaid property taxes has been sent out. Now that you guys have authorized that, that paperwork will be sent out starting tomorrow. The electronic sign at the community center is gone. So I know that was a topic that we discussed last week or last meeting, and it is no longer there. I just want to thank Public Works for their hard work keeping the roads clean during this winter weather. I think we had 19 days of snow in January, and a lot of those were on weekends and holidays, and our guys were out here keeping the roads clean, and they did a great job. And I just want to applaud them and thank them for that. Summer events are in the process of being booked. I think we have 5 of the 6 concerts already booked, so be on the lookout for the summer rack card. The first edition is out, and we'll be taking the Parks and Rec Committee will take a look at that at their next meeting, and it should be coming out the final version in May. And we will continue to have an extra officer here on the weekends through the end of this month, thanks to the generosity of the TDA, and I think that has been a very, very helpful thing, is having an extra officer on the weekends. We have a lot of crowds. So.
Can you talk a bit about that? You've had to shut traffic down a lot, right?
We've had to shut down traffic on Seven Devils Road due to the conditions. We had a DOT truck up here. It couldn't get down the mountain because we had so many wrecks that we couldn't get clear. So having that extra officer here to try to shut down the road was a godsend. We couldn't have done it. You can't do that by yourself. Right. And we even had the fire department out helping us on a couple of occasions, because even with 2 officers, it was not enough to work all the wrecks and keep the traffic moving and keep traffic from moving. So I think that is a very, very good program that we started this year, and hopefully in the future that's something that the TDA will find useful, and we can continue that in the future, because working these weekends by yourself would not be possible.
shut down 105 too, right?
We did, but 105 was shut down. I guess on the day you're talking about, I think there was a DOT truck that had an accident with a fire truck and an ambulance. So that's why 105 was shut down that day. So, oh, and you're talking about when we shut, oh,
Yeah.
yes, okay, I thought you were talking about during the weather. No, that is something that we do when the ski slope or the tubing runs let out, and when traffic starts to back up, people trying to turn left to Boone. So every 2 hours when the session's in, the officers are out there to direct traffic if need be. So yeah, that is something we definitely do, and I think a lot of people have been very thankful that we were there to help them get out on 105. It could be a nightmare to get out sometimes.
Well, a lot of our citizens had expressed concern about, it's really a problem, and, we don't have that problem unless we have, Hawks Nest open, so that's been the solution for it, so.
And it is. They run on a 2 hour schedule, so everybody comes at the same time and everybody tries to leave at the same time. So having the extra officer here to help with traffic, that's another thing you can't do by yourself. Is shut down a major highway and let traffic out. So having the extra officer here to get cars in and out of town has been very helpful. I want to continue to stress, if you want to stay up to date on what's going on in town with the weather, with events, or meetings or something, please subscribe to our email and text notification on the town website. The planning board has a meeting scheduled for February 20th at 5:30. The TDA has their meeting scheduled for February 27th at 9 a.m. Town hall will be closed for President's Day on Monday, February 19th. Voting locations for the upcoming primary on March 5th. For you people in Watauga County, your voting location has changed. It will now take place at the Fosco Christian Church. People in Avery County will continue to vote at the Banner Elk Town Hall,
That's March 5th.
March 5th.
Is that Christian church right on the 105?
Isn't it the one that burned? and
Yes,
then-
I think it is.
Okay, the new
So
one.
that's the new polling location for Watauga County.
There is also early voting, I'm assuming that like in Watauga, that's at, the courthouse.
It would probably,
Yeah, but yeah, there is early voting.
okay. Yeah, but if you want to vote on election day, you'll have for Watauga County residents will be at the Fosco Christian Church, and for Avery County residents, it'll be at Banner Elk Town Hall. And just before the meeting today, the mayor received a letter that we were awarded our Tree City USA honors for the year 2023. So we just got the letter that
2023 or 2024?
it goes back. So we met the requirements in 2023, so we were awarded Tree City USA status for 2023. And Jewel submitted our application for 2024 in January. So we hope to be awarded Tree City USA for 2024 as well.
This is kind of maybe in addition to the administrator, because I'm blindsiding Eddie here, but Eddie is he's an administrator of our zoning, and oftentimes when I visit town hall, I ask Eddie, I said, "What's going on? Are you busy?" And if you want to comment a little bit on
Yes, sir.
what you're seeing.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, thank you. There's currently 8 homes under construction for Town of Seven Devils. 2 building permits are pending. We continue to get numerous inquiries about building here in the Town of Seven Devils, and also continue to get numerous applicants for updates to their homes, renovations, deck additions, repairs, those types of things. We have a planning board meeting, as Jonathan referenced, coming up next Tuesday, the 20th. And we just had a board of adjustment meeting this past month. Don't recall the date exactly, but so yeah, things are pretty busy. Yeah.
Are you seeing activity, Lee?
I think there are a few things coming on the market now here in Seven Devils, but it's pretty calm right now,
Yeah, not like it was.
not during the wild time.
On committee reports, Ann, anything on the ABC?
I will say we were scheduled to have our meeting this Thursday. One of the employees came down with COVID, so Bonnie has asked if we postpone that until next week, so it'll be a week from Thursday, if anybody, is interested in that. But no, the sales continue to be great and our employees are doing a great job.
And one thing is that, Bonnie received the profit percent to sales for fiscal year ended June 30th, 2023. And our store was number 11 in the state at 13.91% out of 442 stores. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Keep it up.
Every.
Well, that was probably good.
Matt, you have any comments on fire report, or I know your training is ongoing and the reports, are in our packet.
Just really on behalf of the fire department, I would like to thank the Bridges family, for, recognizing us in memory of Bob. Bob was very, involved with fire department and pushing the CPR programs that we, try to put on. So I just want to let the Bridges family know we do think that's,
I guess it's just ironical that he pushed so hard for AED training and CPR training since he's been involved. Okay, any other comments on committee reports? Council comments?
I just second what Jonathan said about public works and the volunteer fire, everybody who worked hard on, during all the snow and everything, people who respond to things like what happened in Bonn, so.
Well, we had a lot of busted jumps.
Yeah, we had, I think, 14 calls in January. That's one of the busiest months I can remember here in the last 15 years. I mean, it's fire department was utilized often.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep.
Thank you, Jim. There are no other council comments? Moved. All those in favor? Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Be safe on your way home.